As far as my childhood goes, there were only a couple things that I felt were completely certain, and that was Nintendo and Disney were my freaking jam. I could remember going to the movies, watching the cartoons, and most important, playing the Disney video games. From the Super Nintendo and even up to the Wii with Epic Mickey, Nintendo and Disney came together like peas and carrots. However, when it came to be on the Nintendo 64, there was not really any Disney games on the system unless you're talking about Bug's Life or Tarzan. The only real good game made by Disney on the N64 was Toy Story 2. However, in 2000, Disney and Nintendo seeked out the help of a video game company called Ubisoft to come up with a platforming game called Donald Duck Goin Quackers. From the first time I saw the commercial, I told my mother I needed this game, and once I got it, I really enjoyed this game. Great graphics, really fun gameplay, and an underrated soundtrack. Donald Duck Goin Quackers is an awesome game, but is Donald Duck Goin Quackers worth the hype of the commercial? And is this game still as good as it was back in the year 2000? Let's find out on my Disney Marathon and Donald Duck Goin Quackers. The history for Donald Duck Goin Quackers is really non-existent. The game was made as a homage to the Donald Duck comics creator Carl Banks. The game was made within a span of a year from the beginning of the year 2000, and at the end of the year for the N64, Dreamcast, PS1, and later this game would get ports on the GBA and PS2 in 2001 under the name Donald Duck Goin Quackers. The gameplay for Donald Duck Goin Quackers is really simple. First off, you select start and you hit a new game. After naming your save file, you start off in the level Gyro Gear Loose. As you see, you only have one world available, and after pressing B, you go into the two-bell teleport system and will take you to the first world. Upon getting to the first world, you'll see you have 4 choices of levels to go into. Once you pick one of these 4 levels, the game officially begins. Upon going through each level, you can collect B pieces, which I assume stands for boss because this makes a boss level appear. And then you can find these magic books and collect 3 toys throughout the level. You're on a timer, so you better get there quick.
No, trust me, you can go slow if you want in this game. The toys aren't really that bad to pick up.
Upon collecting all the toys, you will unlock bonus levels. These are basically chase levels, which will get you chased by a bear, a truck, a dismembered hand, and a statue's head. Once you finish, your cousin Gladstone appears.
Oh my gosh, why did they make this character like this?
What's wrong with me?
Oh, nothing. Unless you like arrogant jerks.
What are you talking about? Everyone loves me.
Yeah, you're right, Gladstone.
I'm glad you see it my way. Gladstone is there basically to tell you that you need to beat the levels within a certain time frame and he'll give you something good. In which case, you have to play the levels over again. I actually don't mind this, but the reward you get is really stupid. You get a new outfit for Donald Duck, and after wasting your time, now you can take on the boss in this game, and they range from easy to hard, just like any game, and are actually some of the funnest parts of the game in my opinion. I have to say my favorite is Magic Dispel because of her unique attacks, and a very cool looking battle arena. In fact, besides the first boss, the bosses are really fun, and not only offer unique boss battles, but interesting character encounters as well, as most bosses in the game don't like Donald and take him super lightly. After beating the world's boss, then you're transported back to the lab where you can change your clothing and go to the next world. After that, it's rinse and repeat, which is the concept, and to me it's really simple, but it really works. The control in this game is excellent. It is also really a simple concept, but for me, how simple the gameplay is makes it really work for this game. I feel very in control of Donald Duck when I'm playing this game. The controls are tight and smooth, and I really enjoy them. In this game, you have 2 types of levels. There are 3-dimensional levels, and there are 2D levels, aka the side-scrolling levels. Donald Duck will jump in the air when you press A, but when in midair, you can hit the A button again, and this will do a double jump. This makes the game really much more easier. Also, to attack enemies, you can jump on them and press B, and Donald will throw a punch. And if you punch enemies with this punch, you can find scattered throughout the level are these stars, and they come in different varieties. There's a yellow one, a blue one, a red one, and after collecting 100 of these, you get an extra life. You will also be getting a great deal of lives in this game. Also in the levels, you can find Donald Duck heads, which gives you another extra life. The enemies in this game are a little bit strange as they're basically animals or people working or monsters or village people. I really don't know the names of these enemies. However, I do think it's funny that ducks are out there with nets trying to catch Donald Duck. The level design in this game is perfect and it really fits for what the game is trying to do. When you have mastered the control in this game, the game's that much more fun, and you can see how fun the level designer had to make every jump and obstacle handled with care in this game. The music in this game is very good. The themes in this game really do sound well, and I really like the sound. And do I really think that the music does stand out in this game? Yeah, I do actually. The tunes in this game are really wonderfully composed, and they give you a sense of an upbeat attitude. And at the same time, you can give some of the darker tone, and some of the levels in this game are ripped straight out of the Disney cartoons. And I really enjoy the voice acting as well. It is Disney at its best, and I applaud the effort of the sound team. The story for Donald Duck Goin Quackers begins with Gyro Gladstone and Donald. They're watching reporter Daisy's new story. She's talking about the secret temple of Murloc the magician. Upon getting the report, Murloc kidnaps Daisy, and in the midst of the madness, Gladstone leaves to save Daisy Duck. Donald Duck is out of luck as Gyro explains that his teleporter does not have enough power to get to the temple, and Donald Duck will have to travel around the world to get to Murloc's secret temple. After getting through all 24 levels and beating 3 bosses, Donald gets to Murloc and the final battle ensues. After defeating Murloc, he sets off a timer to destroy his hideout and the machine. Donald Duck finds Daisy, and after setting down the last power supply, him and Daisy barely escape with their lives and the game ends. With Daisy kissing him on the cheek, the game ends and the credits roll. The story is pretty much a standard for a Disney game. It's really simple and I like it. And I like that you really don't have to make up something complex for a Donald Duck game. I like the characters in this game. They really stick true to the characters in the show, especially how pissed off Donald gets. That is spot on. The pros completely and utterly in grand fashion outweigh the cons for the review of this game. The graphics, music, sounds, and story are great, and I really love how fun this game is. This is a game I could really play to the end of time. The cons are the game's a bit easy, but I don't have an issue with this. Donald Duck Goin Quackers is a very solid and fun platforming game. I would put this game as one of my top 10 favorite games of all time, and it is kind of a shame this game doesn't get more love, and I don't understand why. The game has great gameplay, awesome music, and a charm that is sometimes really hard to find in a game. This game is truly amazing, and I dare anyone to tell me differently. I give this game a 10 out of 10. I cannot find a reason at all for why this game is not talked about more. There's no flaw really to be had at all.
Well, with that, folks, we're done with Donald Duck Goin Quackers. I hope you enjoyed it.
Did you have a great time reviewing that game, Dylan?
Yeah, what's it to you?
Just making sure, old buddy, old pal,
Right, so I did a review of Donald Duck Goin Quackers. Is this a game you want me to review?
You wish,
Then what game is it?
Oh, you will find out,
When?
In due time, Dylan. In due time. In the meantime, look at this game next.
Next time, we do an awesome game. See y'all next time.